The full story of the 2019 Gilroy Garlic Festival. Shooting tragedy, heroism, and healing. On July 28, 2019, the annual Gilroy Garlic Festival in Gilroy, California, turned into a nightmare when a lone gunman opened fire on festival goers, killing 3 people and injuring 17 others. The tragedy shocked the nation and sparked debates about gun control, mental health, and public safety. In this article, we will explore the full story of the Gilroy Garlic Festival. Shooting, from the moments of terror to the acts of bravery and resilience that followed. Introduction: a celebration turned into tragedy. The Gilroy Garlic Festival is an annual event that celebrates the town's garlic crop and attracts thousands of visitors from all over the world. It features food, music, arts, crafts, and a carnival atmosphere that makes it a beloved tradition for locals and tourists alike. However, on the evening of July 28, 2019, the festival turned into a scene of chaos and horror when a 19-year-old gunman opened fire with an assault rifle, killing 3 people and injuring 17 others before being shot dead by the police. The shooting: panic, fear, and carnage. The shooting began around 5:30 p.m. when the gunman cut through a fence to bypass the festival's security checkpoints and started shooting at random. The first victims were a 6-year-old boy, a 13-year-old girl, and a man in his 20s who were attending the festival with their families. As the shots rang out, panic and chaos spread among the crowd, and people started running, screaming, and hiding. Some hid under tables, others ran to nearby buildings or vehicles, and many were trampled in the stampede. The gunman kept firing for about a minute, targeting people in different areas of the festival. The police officers who were stationed at the festival responded within a minute and engaged the shooter in a gunfight. The gunman, who was wearing tactical gear and had an extra magazine, fired back and tried to evade the officers. He was eventually shot and killed by 3 officers who pursued him. The aftermath: mourning, investigation, and fallout. The shooting left 3 people dead and 17 others injured, some critically. The victims were identified as 6-year-old Stephen Romero, 13-year-old Keila Salazar, and 25-year-old Trevor Irby. Stephen and Keila were attending the festival with their families, while Trevor was a recent college graduate who was working at a booth for a local winery. Their deaths shocked and saddened their families, friends, and communities, and triggered an outpouring of grief and support from across the country. The investigation into the shooting revealed that the gunman, Santino William Legan, had a history of mental illness and had posted racist and misogynistic content online before the shooting. He had legally purchased the assault rifle in Nevada and brought it to California illegally, as the state has some of the strictest gun laws in the country. The shooting reignited debates about gun control and mental health, with politicians, activists, and experts calling for stronger measures to prevent mass shootings and address the root causes of violence. The response: heroism, resilience, and unity. In the wake of the shooting, the people of Gilroy and the surrounding communities rallied together to support the victims and their families, honor the fallen, and show their resilience and determination. Vigils, memorials, and fundraisers were organized, and thousands of people attended them to pay their respects and offer their help. The local hospitals, emergency responders, and law enforcement agencies were praised for their quick and effective response to the shooting, which saved many lives and prevented further casualties. Many of the festival goers who survived the shooting shared their harrowing stories of survival and the acts of heroism and kindness they witnessed from strangers and first responders. The city of Gilroy also showed its resilience by vowing to hold the Garlic Festival again in 2020, despite the tragedy. The organizers worked closely with the city officials, law enforcement, and community leaders to implement new security measures, including metal detectors, bag searches, and increased police presence. The festival was held successfully in September 2021, with a strong turnout and a sense of unity and healing among the attendees. The impact: lessons learned, changes made, and challenges ahead. The Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting had a profound impact on the community, the state, and the nation. It highlighted the need for better gun control, mental health services, and emergency preparedness, as well as the importance of community resilience and support. It also raised awareness about the complex and interconnected issues of violence, hate, and trauma that affect individuals and societies. In response to the shooting, California passed several new laws that aim to reduce gun violence, such as banning assault weapons and expanding background checks. The city of Gilroy also implemented new programs to address mental health and community safety, such as providing counseling and training for first responders and residents. However, there are still challenges ahead, such as addressing the root causes of violence, improving access to mental health services, and addressing the impact of trauma on individuals and communities. Conclusion: remembering the victims, honoring the heroes, and looking forward. The 2019 Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting was a tragic and senseless act of violence that shook the community and the nation. However, it also showcased the resilience, courage, and compassion of the people who were affected by it. The victims will never be forgotten, and their families and friends will continue to honor their memory and seek justice. The heroes who saved lives and supported each other will be remembered as symbols of hope and inspiration, and the lessons learned and changes made will help prevent future tragedies and promote a safer, healthier, and more compassionate society. FAQs. 1. Who was the gunman in the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting? The gunman was Santino William Legan, a 19-year-old man who had a history of mental illness and posted racist and misogynistic content online before the shooting. 2. How many people were killed in the shooting? 3 people were killed, including a 6-year-old boy, a 13-year-old girl, and a 25-year-old man. 3. Were there any acts of heroism during the shooting? Yes, many festival goers and first responders showed acts of heroism and kindness during the shooting, such as providing first aid, helping people escape, and engaging the shooter. 4. What changes were made after the shooting to prevent future tragedies? California passed several new laws to reduce gun violence, and the city of Gilroy implemented new programs to address mental health and community safety. The Garlic Festival also implemented new security measures, such as metal detectors and bag searches. 5. Was the Garlic Festival held again after the shooting? Yes, the Garlic Festival was held again in 2021, with new security measures and a strong sense of unity and healing among the attendees.